Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Sanat Sujatiya is one of the very rare texts which is taken for discussion in the satsanga. And the rarity point is, we are unable to even digest this thought. What happened to Dhritarashtra, same happens to us. When he was told by Sanat Kumarji, referred to yesterday's lecture, that it is no possibility that death ever happens. There is nothing like death in this world. Naturally, we get the shock and we die. How come there is no death? So what exactly is meant by this? And what is the meaning of death happening or not happening? Therefore, Dhritarashtra raises a question. See, we have been hearing so much that if you do the sin, you go to hell. If you do the sin, you get married. If you do the merit, you go to the heaven. This was a slip of tongue. See? So all this what we have been hearing for years together, do you mean it is totally wrong? See? And then this funny, dumb thing called as prarabdha. See? Among Gujaratis, the names are very funny. They don't name the children normal way. One child came to do namaskar to me, and I said, "Hey dear, what's your name?" He said, "My name is Sanchita." Then I said, "Where is prarabdha?" See? So when I said, "Where is prarabdha?" So his father told, "This is prarabdha." He pointed to his wife. So when the person and the prarabdha come together, sanchita happens. So this we have been hearing so much about prarabdha karma, last life, this life, after death we go to heaven, we go to hell. What about it? Do you think so many years we have been hearing about this? This is all cock and bull stories. See? And therefore we are unable to forget about digesting, even accepting it. Therefore, the teacher says, Amrutyuhu karmana kechin mrutyur nasti ti chapare shrudu me bravato rajan yatha etanmam vishankitha. I am not happy with the mic today. Either it is humming or it is too near my mouth. Is it better? Can everybody hear? Okay, now it's better. Because when it echoes, it goes in my ears and I feel who is talking. So hey Rajan, hey Dhritarashtra ji. Now there are two views. Some people say that there is nothing like death because nobody has ever experienced death. And second, people say that yes, there is death and it is taken care of by the karma. The karma is associated with our birth and death. And what I am going to tell you, listen with patience and faith, Shraddha. There are two types of students who listen to accept and those who listen to reject. If we are listening to reject, there is no need to listen. But if we are listening to accept, then you have to work on it. One example I will give you. There was a great saint in Mumbai, you might have heard his name. His name was Nisargadatta Maharaj. If you have not heard, your life is wasted. He was one of the most wonderful, rare of the rarest master in the world. He was a householder, grihastha, absolutely illiterate. He has never gone to school. He had his wife, children, and his business was Pan Tamaku Bidi shop. And he had 8 10 of them. And only once in his lifetime, he visited a satsanga like this with his friend. And satsanga he heard that you are the Parabrahma Paramatma Tattva, Tattvamasi. And that was the only satsanga he heard. Afterwards, he never met his guru because the guru left the body. Now he being a shopkeeper, he started interacting with that knowledge. I am a shopkeeper. No shopkeeper ever tells the truth because he has to speak the lies to get the profit. See? Like they say, buy one mattress and take 2 pillows free. This technique, you feel that it is American technique, but actually it is Indian technique. In India, get married to a boy and get the in-laws free. Like the pillows. See? So, no person will tell the lies if he has to get some benefit. Now he started thinking, what will my guru get by telling me that I am Brahman, I am the reality? What will he get? He won't get anything out of it. So it must be true. And then he started working on it. That if I am the absolute reality, what does it mean? See? Unless we accept something, we cannot proceed. See, if we have this notion that I don't believe anybody has seen God, so whether anybody has seen or not doesn't matter. But the net result is we can never see God. Because unless we accept somebody has the vision, we cannot proceed in any direction. Therefore, the inner strength to walk the spiritual path is blind faith. Faith has to be blind. Faith is the inner strength to function in the area of ignorance. See? When we board the flight, on what strength? See? One man was boarding the flight and he heard the divine voice. Don't board this flight. This is going to crash. And he immediately got down. Oh God, I got a heart problem. So he got down. And he got a message that flight crashed. Oh, thank God, whosoever you may be, I am saved. Then he wanted to get into the train. So he was just getting in the train, again the same voice. Don't get into this train, it is going to derail. And he got down. And really the train derailed. Then, I don't know how to go. So he went to catch a bus. The moment he was catching the bus, again the same voice. Don't get into this bus. This is going to meet with an accident. Now this man got angry. Hey man, whosoever you may be, where were you when I got married?
This is Mahendra's joke.
But it's not a copyright.
I agree.
Because he heard it from you only.
That's right.
So, when we are working in the field of ignorance, it is only the blind faith which can keep us on the track. See? Therefore the teacher says, listen to me without any doubt. If you listen with a doubt, you can never be benefited. Bhagavad Gita says, Yo yash shraddha sa eva saha. As is our shraddha, the faith, so is our life. Then the teacher continues, Ubhe satye kshatraye tasya viddhi mohan mrityuhu sammatoyam kavinam pramadam vai mrityur aham bravimi tatha amar apramadatvam amritatvam pamimi. Both the points are right. Those who say that there is death, they are also right. But they say it out of moha, out of delusion. Because their attention is somewhere else. Moha, out of delusion, they say that the death is. But I tell you, pramadam vai mrityu aham bravimi. Pramad is the real meaning of death. Now what is the question of pramad? Okay. Pramad means our ability to repeat our mistakes again and again effectively and more efficiently. That ability to repeat our mistakes is called as pramad. Okay. Right from childhood, one mistake we have been repeatedly, efficiently practicing. And that mistake is, I is the body. This I is not accepted as anything other than the body. And this mistake has gone so deep in our system that although logically it cannot be proved, the body is not created by us. You may be, I am a self-made man like the amoeba binary fission, I am born out of my own. No. Our body is created by our parents. Second thing, our body never listens to us. There are people who are round figure and they want to reduce their size and the weight and the shape. But if they look at the advertisement of ice cream, they put on 5 kilograms of weight. And the other type of people, they are agarbatti brand. Even if they eat the buffalo live, they cannot put on the weight. So the body is not created by us. The body doesn't listen to us. And yet we are living our whole life that this I is none other than body. See, friends. Get this point across, most important thing. So pramadam vai mrityur bravimi and apramadam amrutatvam bravimi. And therefore, if we can get out of this apramada, then alone immortality is already there. It is discovered. See? When we discover the immortality that we are, where is a place for death? This is the basic reason and cause for the law of karma. See, in Allentown, before coming over here, they asked me to speak on this topic. Law of karma. And this law of karma is such a dumb thing, and we get lost only in that. Last life, do the sin, this life you suffer. This life you do the sin, next life you suffer. This cause and effect is an illusion. Because of the karma, the birth is there, or because of the birth, the karma is there. Who is first? Anda ki murgi? See, friends, but we get so enchanted because we are the victims of our logic. The truth is beyond logic. And therefore, when we talk about the law of karma, what exactly the purpose behind it? We all by default have this ability to blame others for our miseries. This is our factory settings. If I am a husband, the cause of my misery is my wife. If I am a child, the cause of my misery is my parents. If I am a daughter-in-law, the cause of my misery is my mother-in-law. So simple mathematics. And as a result, we want to improve others. See? So what is our spirituality? Our spirituality, our children should be improved. What about you? Ours is a gone case. It is too early for the next life. Prognosis is very grave. See, friends. Therefore, that scriptures want us be self-oriented. That is the purpose of spiritual life. And therefore we are told that first stop blaming the world, then take the responsibility of your life on your shoulders. So whatever good or bad is happening to you, you are responsible. But I have not done any bad to anybody. Maybe in the last life. But I don't remember, never mind. The divine computer remembers. And then we get caught up this logic. Okay, last life I had done something terrible. So, this life I have done. What should I do? Now, in this life, behave properly. So that your blueprint is improved for the next life. Thus, we become responsible for our life. Be attentive. Then the second step comes. In the last life before this body was born, I was there. In this body, I is there. In the next body, I will be there to suffer or enjoy. So this I is a continuous, unbroken existence. So who has died? See friends, nobody ever dies. This is the purpose of law of karma. But instead of recognizing this, those who are following the law of karma, they should get freedom from the fear of death. See friends, my friend in New Jersey, he is a very young man and very top position in the finance. He and his wife, both of them agree with each other, never any contradictions, very loving couple. They are a small child, about 1 year, 1.5 years. He is the one responsible for uploading all my videos on the YouTube. So when I come here, I give him 1 year's all the lectures whichever I have given him in a hard disk, and he keeps on doing it. This is how they are uploaded. So, in his house, a small apartment, 1 bedroom, and minimum most things, just which are bare minimum. And he and his wife told me, Swamiji, we have decided we don't want to stay in this country, we are going to India. Very good. And therefore, we are not accumulating anything. We are just waiting. They have already decided a particular date to go, we are just waiting. After this time is over, we go pack and go. Therefore, why accumulate? See? In the same manner, we are here on a vacation, friends. Our home is somewhere else. When you go for the cruise, it's so beautiful, so nice. But only till your money is there. Afterwards, please get down. In the same manner, we are here for a vacation, and whatever beautiful place you may go, you have to go back home. Because even best vacation you have, after some time you start remembering home. Now, ab ghar jana chahiye, we must go home. And what is there in the home? There is no 5-star comfort. You pull the cot, I am telling you from Navsari. You know that? All Gujaratis are born in Navsari. So, I pull the cot in Navsari, and this Navsari cot has 3 legs. The 4th leg is a chair, so this put there. And you sit on that cot, and it makes a divine sound. And then you tell your wife, get me a cup of tea, and she shouts at you. Doesn't give with great love. How many times you want eat. And you listen quietly, because that is how the tea is preceded. And thereafter she gives you a cup of tea, which is deaf. It doesn't have the ear. So in that cup she gives you the tea, and the lips of the tea cup are broken. And then you take that time, Brahmanandam Paramasukhadam. Because that is your home. See friends, we cannot discover peace unless we come home. Here we are just for a vacation. See friends, with this understanding when we live our life, this funny thing called as death will never bother us. And it is for this purpose, law of karma is spoken. Therefore we are never born. When we are not born, how can we die? And yet we celebrate, happy birthday to you. Similarly, the anniversary they celebrate. It is a day of condolence, not celebration. Bichara, shadi ho gayi. Narayan. So, mohan mrityu sammatoyam kavinam. It is out of delusion we say that the death is a reality. But according to me, Sanat Kumari says, pramadam vai mrityu pravimi. It is pramad. The same mistake we are repeating again and again. In this text, subsequently one thought comes. I won't be able to take the whole text. The thought is, anyatha santam atmanam anyatha pratipadyate kim tena na krutam papam chorena atma apaharina. A question is raised. We are essentially divine. But forgetting our divine nature, we mistake ourselves to be something undivine. And we hold on to that. And what is that hold? The body which is not created by us, the body which doesn't listen to us, we claim that body is mine. So what we are doing, in short, we are thieves. Somebody else's property which we are misappropriating. Chorena atma apaharina. See, the word is chor means a thief. Atma apaharina. We have stolen somebody else's property and we claim to be very logical in our life. See, friends, this pramada is the real meaning of mrityu. The moment you are able to discover that the embodied is different from the body, it is for this purpose. Law of karma, devotion, going to hell, going to heaven, earlier birth, next birth, sin, merit, these topics are meant for bringing to our cognition that the embodied is other than the body. This must go into our system deep. Unless this happens, we have not taken even a first step on the spiritual path. Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Kurute Ganga Sagar Gavanam Vrata Paripalanam Athava Danam Jnana Vihina Sarvamatena Bhajatina Muktim Janma Shatena. See? These are all externalities, but the purpose and the impact of that should be on the recognition that the embodied is someone other than the body. It is for this purpose we have to get rid of this pramada, the wrong notion under which we live. Now the teacher gives few examples. Pramadad vai asura para bhavan, apramadat brahma bhuta asurascha, naiva mrityur vyagra ivatti jantun, na yasya rupa upalabhyatehi. It is out of this pramada, asuraha. Asura means, like singing in a proper tune, in a proper note and a proper scale. Sura. Asura means singing without any scale. So asura, the other meaning is, asu means prana, the life, the senses. Asusu ramante iti asuraha. Those who are leading their life only extrovertedly and those whose life is meant only for indulgence and enjoyment, the materialistic approach is called as asuraha. So such asuraha, pramadat parabhavan, and out of this pramada, they are defeated again and again in life. See friends, the real life is not how much we have. The real life is, with whatever we have, how are we? Are we at peace with ourselves or not? Have we discovered fulfillment or not? See, we may have all the comforts, but we are comfortably miserable. We have got all the luxuries, we are luxuriously disgusted. What is the use of that life? Because of the wrong equation with which we are functioning. Our equation is fulfillment of desires is equal to fulfillment in life. It is not. See, fulfillment is completeness. We simply chant the mantra, Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamadaha. Meaning is not known. See, Bhagavad Gita 15th chapter, the last verse, the teacher says, Etat buddhva buddhiman syat krutakrutyascha bharata. Kritakrutyata is fulfillment of life. Now there is nothing more to be achieved. There are no regrets or the arrogance lingering on the mind. That fulfillment is the real attainment of a spiritual seeker. But our attention is only on fulfilling the desires. And therefore we spend lot of time, energy, only one desire, second desire, third desire. But we don't recognize. When the desire is fulfilled, we discover happiness. Now where from the happiness comes? Pause. We don't deny. Like in the morning I like a cup of tea. So I go and stay in so many houses. Now most of the people know that I don't need them, only gas, the tea leaves and water is enough. So in the morning I get up. In one house I got up, from then onwards I never do it again. They had kept, this security thing on. And somewhere I touch. And at 4 o'clock, I felt as if I had committed a big theft. So in the morning I want a cup of tea at 4 o'clock. If I don't get it, the mind starts. Tick, 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 like the clock. Tick, 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 tick. At the moment I get a cup of tea, conclusion. After I took a cup of tea, I am happy. Therefore, happiness has come from tea. If you just analyze, if tea has happiness as an alkaloid, see, if tea has happiness as an alkaloid, like nicotine for the tobacco, everybody should have been happy by taking a cup of tea. But it never happens. See? Therefore, where from the happiness has come? Then we know disturbed mind is misery and mind without disturbance is happiness. If this is the conclusion arrived at by proper inquiry, what will be our spiritual practice? Take care of your mind. See, in Cary, we studied there Amrita Bindu Upanishad. It's a very deep text. And there the topic we are given was mind your mind. If you can take care of your mind, you are walking the spiritual path. See, friends. So, mind which is extrovert is the cause of misery and bondage. Mind free from the extrovertedness is the cause of liberation. In the same Upanishad, this mantra comes. Mana eva manushyanam karanam bandha mokshayoho bandhaya vishayasaktam muktam nirvishaye smrutam. Mind is the cause for bondage and liberation. When the mind is extrovert and getting attached to the worldly things and beings, the same mind becomes the cause of bondage, nirvishayam. And when the mind is freed from the objective hunger, that mind becomes the cause for liberation. See, friends. Therefore, asuraha, pramadadvai asuraha parabhavan. Asura means those whose whole life is spent only acquire, indulge, acquire, indulge. No other purpose of life. See, friends. There are 4 things common between us and animals. Ahara, Nidra, Bhaya, Maitunancha. 4 things. Eating, sleeping, sense of insecurity, and Maitunancha, procreation. If these are the only 4 things we have done in our life, there is no reason why we should be labeled as human beings. See, Darwinically speaking, we are monkeys. But Vedantically speaking, we are not monkeys, we are human beings. See? The creation as described in our scriptures is, in the process of creation, first Brahmaji created stones and bricks. And he looked around his creation. Only existence was manifesting in that creation. He was not very satisfied. Then he created the plant kingdom. In the plant kingdom, in addition to existence, there is life. And yet he was not fully satisfied. Then again he created the third kingdom, the animal kingdom. So in the animal kingdom there is existence, life and knowledge. And yet he was not very happy. So he was frustrated with his 4 heads and 4 hands. He put his hands on each head and was frustrated. I don't know what to do. That very moment Brahmani came. And Brahmani said, "What happened, honey?" So, I don't know. I'm not satisfied with the creation. Brahmani said, "May I suggest you something? Every husband has this notion the wife is dumb. This is from there only." So Brahmaji said that what you understand in creation, you are teaching me. And it is true, wives are dumb. Otherwise, why they will get married to another dumb? Now ladies are happy. Equal. So Brahmani said, "Look here, I can give you some suggestion. If you are ready to listen, okay, tell." Then Brahmani said, "Why don't you create something like you, but with 1 head? I am fed up with your 4 heads." And Brahmani said, "Hey, you are a genius." Then she said, "Look here, even a dead clock on the wall gives correct time twice a day. I am your wife." And God created human beings, human kingdom. So, Vedantically speaking, human beings are not monkeys. Then what is the additional factor? In stones and bricks, existence. Plants, existence plus life. Animals, existence, life and knowledge. What makes us human being? One more factor is added. Existence, life, knowledge and bliss. See, friends. And bliss is always the expansion. When somebody really laughs from his stomach, he doesn't laugh. He will laugh, ha 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 ha, expansion. See? Therefore, out of that one simple rice, how many dishes are created? But if you see the animals, whatever they have been eating for years together, generations together, no expansion, no improvement. See, friends. Therefore, human beings are an instrument which is created by Him only for one purpose, and that one purpose is expression of bliss and not gathering blisters. Are we really the instrument of bliss? No, why we are not? See? Because the tuning we have never done. Therefore, here the teacher says, "Pramadar vai asura parabhavan." When we are so much extrovert, indulgent, we will never have any time to look within. And when you look within, then only we have started walking the spiritual path. See? So, Pramadat Brahma Bhuta, Apramadat Brahma Bhuta Surascha. And all the gods, the stories which come in all the Puranas. The Asuras and the Suras, they are fighting. And then the Devas or the Suras, they go to the Narayana. "Oh Narayana, they are troubling us. What should we do? Please tell us, please tell us." One day Narayana said, "Come on, don't complain all the time. Go, why don't you make friendship with them? And don't go to make friendship with the AK-47 in your hand." So all the Devas, they left their instruments and empty-handed. They went to the Rakshasas or Asuras. And namaste, namaste. Then they say, "We have come for friendship, no fight." Oh, very good. So if we have friendship, we should do something together. Then what should we do? Again, oh Lord, we are done friendship, what should we do? Bhagavan said, thoda to socho. All the time going and asking what, how. Think about yourself. So they decided to do together something. And then they wanted to churn the Milky Ocean. And when they wanted to churn the Milky Ocean, the first thing that came out was the halahal poison. That is what happens for the first time. Asuras and the Suras, the positive thinking and the negative thinking, the spiritual me and the material me, when they start churning with the rod of inquiry, the first thing on the seat of meditation, what comes out is all the pus, frustration, anger, disgust, failure, vengeance starts surfacing. It all starts coming out. And when it starts coming out, we are afraid. And then our conclusion is, whenever I sit for meditation, dirty thoughts come. Friends, when you have extremely dirty clothes, like that of a person working in a garage, you have seen their how their clothes are dirty. Now with those clothes you go to the Ganges, make them wet, and then apply a soap and start washing. Should milk come out of the cloth or dirt come out? And when the dirt will come out of the cloth, we should be happy or miserable? We should be happy. Dirt is going. In the same manner, learn to face your mind boldly. But we have got wrong notion about ourselves. There is nobody gooder, good. Except let the pus come out. And then when we become subjective, slowly all the impurities start getting out. See, friends. And with this alone, Brahma Bhuta Surascha. Then when the dirt is given up completely, the divinity starts manifesting. We don't have to get Paramatma. We have to allow him to express. You know our Narayana, he has got 4 hands. Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. You know what is that? Shankha is the Vaikuntha mobile. He dials you. And when he dials, he gets a message. The number that you are dialing is out of reach. So we become frustrated and we drop. But Narayana doesn't do that. So what he does, he takes his Gada in his hand and gives 1. Oh God, now you are corrected. Therefore, Shankha and then Gada. And if we still do not listen to his call from within, then he has got Sudarshan Chakra. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam, punarapi janani jatare shayanam. Then keep on suffering. But don't learn. If we learn from our suffering, we are walking spiritual path. See, this principle I learned from a child. You keep this process of learning intact. Somebody's house I went about 4 o'clock in the evening. The son and the daughter came. Daughter elder, son younger. Daughter was about class 6 or 7 and the brother was maybe class 3 or 4. They came as the boys are. He threw his bag, shoes, went on the sofa set, started the cartoon show. From there he shouted, "Mom, give something to eat, I am hungry." And the daughter went to her room and she never came out. So I asked that mother, I said, "Amma, he is asking, it's okay, he must be tired. What about your daughter? Swamiji, when she comes out, you ask her." I said, "All right." So she came after 1 hour. And then I said, "Hey, why didn't you come and join with your brother?" "Oh, Swamiji is lucky, I am not." "What happened?" "You know, his homework, my parents do. My daddy does his homework. He doesn't have to do. Why your homework is not done by him? Oh, I don't allow him. Once he did my homework and I got punishment. He knows nothing. Then I have to do my homework. So when I have to do my homework, I do not change the uniform of my school. I first finish my homework and then I start doing. See how important it is. What we have to do it yourself. Don't blame others. But normally we start blaming the world. Therefore, when we are able to listen the inner voice, then we will be naturally self-oriented and not selfish. And self-orientation is the purpose. It is for this purpose the difficulties and miseries are given to us by Lord out of compassion, not out of hatred. See, when we put our clothes in the washing machine, hot water, strong detergent, high speed, and we look at it, do we say, maja aa raha na? No, suffer. No. The clothes are washed so they can be reused. In the same manner, every difficulty is a process of purification. And when you thus learn this, then alone we are becoming more and more alert. Therefore, apramadat brahma bhuta surascha na mrityu vyaghra iva atti jantun. Now, has anybody ever seen death? You know, the beauty of death is nobody blames the death for the death. Oh, he died because of heart attack. Oh, he died because of kidney failure. Oh, he died because of the accident. Oh, he died because of senility. Nobody blames the death for the death. See the beauty. Therefore, it is said, na hi asya rupam upalabhyate. Nobody has ever seen death. See? And yet, that which is not, we are suffering from that. It is just an appearance, a wrong understanding. Correct your understanding and discover you are the immortal one. See, friends. And it is only for this purpose it is said, if you do good karma, you go to heaven. Means you are still there. See, when the body dies, we are dead to the body. See, we never die. We continue to exist. The body is dead to us. See? Therefore, yamam tveke mrityumato nyamahum atma vasannam mritam brahmacharyan pitruloke rajam anushasti devaha shiva shivanam ashivo ashivanam. Now some people talk that death is presided over by the lord of death called as Yama. And then we have been given the picture of Yama. Yama has got a green body. Go green. You know, we know normally the white, the black, the brown colors. But Yamaraj color is green. So don't go green. So, and then he is riding the male buffalo. And he has got a noose in his hand. And he will come and throw and catch you and go. See? So, yam tu eke mrityum ataha anyamahu. And therefore they are told, if you practice brahmacharya, then you can attain amritatva, immortality. See? So all your energy, the energy is reason above and it becomes self-oriented. And such a person, such a god of death called Yama, he is ruling over the Pitrulok. You must have heard these words. Bhur, Bhuva, Swaha, Mahajanaha, Tapaha, Satyam. These are the higher worlds. And the lower worlds are the Atala, Vitala, Sutala, Talatala, Rasatala, Patala, Mahatala. So there are 7 upper worlds and 7 lower worlds. In these 14 worlds is the world. And then we are all the time thinking in terms of this world as a place. So this god of death is Yama. He is ruling the Pitrulok. Pitrulok is a place where the dead ones go and stay. And where do we go and stay? If we are done good to the world, we are in a special place, special apartment. If we are done bad, we will be in the slum. And this is how it becomes very easy for us to understand, okay, after death, I will go there. See? Now, अस्या देशिकान् निस्सरते नराणां क्रोध प्रमादो लोभ रूपश्च मृत्युः अहं गते नैव चरन् विमार्गान् न चात्मनो योगो उपैति कश्चित्. Now, this Yama, the Lord of Death, he prompts anger, pramada and greed in the heart of the person. And a person who comes under the influence of anger, greed and the pramada, he becomes a totally abnormal personality. And his whole life is, what I want, I should get it. That I becomes extremely strong thing. And our whole life is only satiating and fulfilling these demands of this dumb thing called as I. Therefore, if we look into our heart, what is our life? Yesterday I told you, right from childhood till death, if we have done something, Bhagavan Shankara has written our autobiography. Balastavat krida saktaha, tarunastavat taruni raktaha, vruddhastavat chinta saktaha, parame brahmani kopina raktaha. Our whole life is only in this. When we are children, we want games and things. When we are teenager, etc., we start running after girls and boys. And when we are old, worrying. See? In Delhi, I went to one of my friends, a Punjabi family. And the old lady, so I went just to see her. Mama, how are you? So I went to see, aage aithe baitho, I said. And then she said, Swamiji, I have got such a terrible pain in the morning. And she started describing the pain so painfully. I started feeling pain in my body. Tadatmya. And whole life is spent only for the body, by the body, on the body, and nothing beyond the body. See, friends, let us understand clearly. If we accept that I am body, nothing wrong. Then accept all the qualities of the body. See? If you are in USA, accept the traffic rules of USA. Don't say, but I am from India, I will drive from the left side. No, then go back. If you are, if you are in Rome, be like a Roman. If you are in America, wash dishes. I do. Mama tells me, Swamiji, in our house there is a rule. Even Mahendra Bhai washes his dishes. Because this is America. So we are all the time under the influence of this desire. I want this. There is no end to it. See? So to that old lady, after I spoke, then I sat in the drawing room. And her children, they were telling me, Swamiji, you may be able to tell our mother. But the mother was very old, 85, 90 not out. So she said, can you please tell our mother, stop worrying. She is so much worried about my grandchildren. That means her great-grandchildren. And worry is when they are going to get married. Now they are in class 7, class 8. Now imagine that old lady worrying about the marriage of the great-grandchildren. So you please tell her. I said, nobody gives anything free to you. There is nothing like free dinner. So I went, I said, Amma, there is complaint against you. You unnecessarily worry. Why don't you stop? She became angry with me. Swamiji, this is the only thing I can do. If this also I don't do, then what do I do? Hey friends, Worrying becomes our second nature. This is how the I becomes strong. See, friends, when we talk about I, what is the meaning of I? The one who is coming under the influence of desire, anger, greed and the pramada, that influence personality is called as I. See? And their whole life is only fulfilling the desire. After one desire is fulfilled, the second comes. Second is fulfilled, third comes. There is no end. See, friends. And then the desire becomes subsequently greed. And the whole world is not enough for the greed of a single person. But the whole world is enough for the need of the whole world, everyone. The greed is the biggest enemy in our life. And those who are only spending life only for this, they can never have peace in life. Arjuna asked a question in the 3rd chapter of Bhagavad Gita. After having heard so many good things, his question was, Atha kena prayuktoyam papam charati purushaha anichannapi varshneya baladiva niyojitaha. O Lord, kindly tell, under whose command and compulsion, although not desiring, one goes the wrong way. Why we do wrong things in life? We know this is wrong and yet we do. What is the reason? And the teacher says, Kama esha krodha eshaha rajo guna samudbhavaha maha ashanaha maha papma vidhena miha vairinam. Desires cannot be fulfilled by anybody in life. You fulfill one desire, second will stand up. See? And for everybody, there is one story I read somewhere. There was a great devotee of the Lord, and Lord came with his, special helicopter. And he said, Bhagatji, come. I have come to receive you to go to Vaikuntha. Bhagavan said, I don't want to go alone. I want to take the whole world with me. Bhagavan said, forget about it. You come. Don't worry about the world. No, I don't want to be selfish. Okay, anybody you recommend without enquiry will be accepted. Bhagatji was very happy. First he went to sannyasis like me. Because they have taken sannyas only for God realization. So he went. Sannyasi Maharaj, there is an offer, free offer, without any hidden agenda. You can join with me and we go to heavens or the Vaikuntha. Sannyasi said, no, I am teaching Upanishad, I am teaching Brahma Sutra, my ashram is being built and we are fixing the marble to our temple. Unless that is complete, how can I come? So Bhagatji was, oh God, this is the condition of a sannyasi. Then he went to Vanaprastha, retired one. Maharaj, come, let's go up. No, now my great-grandchild is just born. I want to see his marriage and then I... Again Bhagatji was disgusted. Then he went to a Grihastha. Grihastha Maharaj, let's go to the Vaikuntha. Grihastha said, are you mad or what? Abhi to shadi hui hai. I had to suffer a lot, then I can think about it. So he refused. Then he went to the brahmachari, the student. Come. No, I just started studying Sanskrit. I had to complete Sanskrit and Upanishad and Gita. I cannot come. He got so disgusted. I think what Lord says was right. And then out of disgust he went to a pig. Mr. Swine, yes. I want to take you straight away to Vaikuntha. Wait a minute, I'll ask her. So he went to Mrs. Swine and asked, hey, Suno, AG Suno, because she was Indian, AG Suno. Do you know this AG? And do you know here in the Western world, when they address their husband, they say, hey, you get me that. AU means gold, you know. AU is the abbreviation for gold. So they call the husband as gold, get me there. In India, they call AG. AG means silver. But that is not the meaning. See, because our Indian ladies respect the society, the culture, and they don't want to abuse their husband in front of everybody. So this is the abbreviation of the abuse. AG, G for Gada. AG, Hanji. So this Mr. Pig, Mr. Swine went to the piggy, I don't know what they call it, and said, let's join, this is offer. So she said, ask them, do we get our food there? Then only we can think of coming. Who wants the truth? See, friends, even for a change we do not want. You know, our life is like what? It is like the joy we get out of scratching the eczema. Eczema doesn't give a real force. The real force is khujli. When the khujli keep and when you scratch your eczema or khujli, it is not painful, it is joyful, you know. And when others look at you, when the blood is coming out, hey, you stop that. Then you say, okay. See, friends, who wants the truth? Therefore, Kurodha, Pramada, Lobha, Rupascha, Mrityuho. So Bhagavan says to Arjun, it is Kama Esha, Krodha Esha, Rajoguna Samudbhavaha. It is desire alias anger. When desire is not fulfilled, unfulfilled desire reflects as anger. See? And what these two things do? Desires are Maha Ashanaha. Ashana means to eat, a great glutton. Anything you feed, it is never said enough. And Krodha, the anger, Mahapapma. When a person comes under the attack of anger, one can do anything in life. And afterwards regret. And when this Krodha, anger and Kama, desire is recognized as our real enemy, enemy is not outside. Enemy is contaminating our heart. So Bhagavan goes further and tells, see, where do this enemy Kama, Krodha reside? So we can go and kill them. So the teacher says, Indriyani mano buddhi asyadhisthana muchyate etaihi vimohayattesha jnanamavritta dehinam. This desire, first of all, attacks the sense organs. And after the sense organs are conquered, then the desire goes to the mind. And then we become emotional if our desires are not fulfilled. And then we become miserable. And we become frustrated. So you go and ask such a person, hey, something is wrong with you. What is not wrong? Did anybody say anything to you? Who doesn't say anything to me? Whenever philosophy is expressed, understand it is an expression of dignified way of talking your frustration. Frustration expressed in good words is philosophy. So, such a person is all the time emotional. So first, senses are conquered, then the mind is conquered. After the mind is conquered, then we go and the virus of desire comes, attacks the intellect. And when the intellect is attacked, adharmam dharma itiya manyate tamasavruta sarvarthan viparitascha buddhisa partha tamasi. Then we justify wrong as right. See? Who doesn't do corruption? Everywhere there is corruption. So if I have done, what is wrong in that? In India, there used to be a time if somebody's house there is income tax rate, it was considered as a bad thing. But now when relations are conducted, the match fixers, they say, How many reds they have got? 20 less. We have got 28. It's not our matching. So adharmam dharma iti manyate. This is how the desire becomes so potent that our total life is destroyed. And therefore, spiritual practice means rise above the desire, anger, greed. Those who are following the path of Kundalini, many of them have this thing. Don't take Kundalini as something imaginary. It's very simple. The chakras which are said, first lowest one is the Mooladhara chakra. Mooladhara chakra means living as body. Body identification is indicated by the Mooladhara chakra. Then the second one is the Swadhisthana chakra. Swadhisthana is a place for desire. When we are identified with the body, then only there are desires. In the deep sleep, we are not identified with the body, there are no desires. And then Manipur chakra. Desires cannot be satiated. So when you come to the Manipur chakra, you are greedy. So the breaking of the chakras, it is not opening, doesn't mean it is something kind of a bud and it opens. No, that is not the meaning. The technical word is chakra bheda. Bheda means secret. What is the secret of your good figure? Secret. Bheda. So what is the secret of the Mooladhara chakra? Stop living as body. Naturally the Swadhisthana will be taken care of. Desire will never be a problem for you. Then you come to the Manipur, greed will not contaminate you. These three worlds are the lower worlds. And then you come to the Anahat chakra. In Anahat chakra, you start working on the mind and do not work by the mind. And when you start working on the mind, you want to dissolve the mind into consciousness. It is for this purpose this Kundalini things are told. But we get lost, I am getting like, and I am getting vibrations. Maybe some machine is below. Don't get carried away by that. Get the crux of it. Till such time we are identified with the body, there will be desires. And desires will ultimately take us to greed. Therefore Bhagavan says, Trividham narakasthedam dwaram nashanam atmanaha kama krodhas tatha lobha tasmad etatrayam tyajet. The desire, anger, greed and fear, these are the three gateways to the hell. So give them up means what? Stop living at the lower three chakras. Rise above. And when you come to the Manipur chakra, you have no impact of any thought. Let any thought come and go. Be absolutely indifferent. As the iron chain is a shackle, so too a golden chain is also a shackle. There is nothing like good and bad thoughts. Thoughts itself are additional burden on the mind. When we thus attain freedom from thoughts, thought-free mind is consciousness. Where is a place for death? See, friends. Therefore, this pramada, we are not aware that how our life is being lived. Mechanically, either get lost in the worldly objects or get lost in our past experiences. All the time talking about our past experiences. Give up these two things. You will start living in the utter present. See? Where I go to some places, Swamiji, you did not come to, our son's marriage. I know you are busy. And therefore, we have kept an album for you. like there is Al Qaeda, Al Bomb. And then you have to see that. So I tell Amma, you prepare tea, coffee, food, I will see myself. No, I'll explain you. What is there to explain? Is it Bhagavad Gita, Upanishad, Shankara Bhashya? I'll explain you. Then I ask, who is this dumb lady? Swamiji, that is me. Oh. See friends, getting lost in the memories. See friends, be attentive. We have no choice but to live in the present. We have no choice. We cannot live yesterday. We cannot live tomorrow. To live today is natural and easy. See? To go in the past is a torture. You know, once I was in Shimla, somebody's house, and I said, hey, such a beautiful place. I have never been here, such a lovely house you have got, beautiful place. Then they started, Swamiji, actually, we are in this house since our marriage, and when we got married on 18th of February 1922, husband watched. Husband said, do you think the wife will keep quiet? If a wife keep quiet about what her husband tells, there is something wrong between them. She has to correct her husband every time because of primordial error. He married her. So she started telling me, 22. We were not married that time. Maybe you were married to someone else. No, we were married in 22. No, we were married in 32. No, you are mistaken. Now, how does it matter for me whether you are married or not married? But they will start fighting about 22, 32, 22, 32, and I am watching a cartoon show free. It is very difficult to go back. Don't waste time in your past. Similarly, we go on imagining about the future. What will happen? I don't know. The global warming is taking. What will happen? Don't worry about future. You can do nothing. You block these two channels, past and the future. To remain in the present is natural. But like we don't want to die, our mind doesn't want to die. And as we take the food, proteins, carbohydrates and fats, in the same manner, the mind has the food, the past has the carbohydrates, the future has the fats, and the present has the proteins. Stop your past, stop your future, and stop the comparisons in the present. Mind will dissolve. Then we are working on the mind. See friends, then we get the glimpses of the truth. Childhood has come and gone, we are the same. Teenage has come and gone, we are the same. Middle age has come and gone, we are the same. Old age has come and will go, but we will be the same. Who died? Dehinosmin yatha dehe kaumaram yauvanam yada tatha dehantara praptihi dhirastatra namuyati. Wise persons do not delude on account of death. Whichever way you take it. If you take yourself to be body, what is death? The five elements are released and they go back to the five elements. Nothing is lost. Matter is never destroyed. It goes back to the elements. See? Because how is our body made? You must have seen in Bombay Chowpatty, they prepare bhel puri. And all of them are from Bhaiya, they are from UP. So they out of a paper, they make a nice coat. And in that they add certain things, mirch masala and everything. And to top up, they add this thing. And they give you. In the same manner, Paramatma does the same thing. कहीं की ईट कहीं का रोड़ा, भानुमति ने कुंभा जोड़ा. In the space, the four elements are added, mixed together, and then Brahmaji pumps life into that, and we are through. And when the life is taken away by the Lord, then the five elements, they start disintegrating. They go back. Air goes to the air element, fire goes to the fire element, water goes to the water element, earth goes to the earth element, and the space which was occupied by that object is released. What is created and what is died? In Atlanta, I went to somebody's house. And the child was very smart. So he told me, Swamiji, I want to show you something. Okay, I went to his room. And there were many things he had made out of those cubes, plastic cubes. House, garden, buildings, then car and whatnot. I said, what is the use of seeing? You are not going to give me anything. No, you can ask what you want, you take it. I said, give me that house. Okay, take. So when I went to pick up, he said, no, wait. I'll take out my blocks. You take the house. How intelligent, see? House is nothing other than those blocks. In the same manner, body is nothing other than the five elements. So when the five elements go back, body doesn't die. You must have seen some car factories. There is an assembly line. So, first of all, they put the chassis and they start fixing things, and at the end, the car rolls out. And when the car rolls, we call it as a car, but when you dismantle the whole thing, where the car has gone? Nowhere. Because it was not there. It was merely an appearance. That is how mind cannot survive without a form and without a name. Mind cannot survive. And therefore, it wants constantly some. Let us chant Ram, 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 Ram. Stop that. Mind will not allow. Because it wants to survive. Expose yourself to utter silence. And when the mind dies, that is the real death. Kabir ji says, hundreds of people say death, but they don't know how to die. Punarapi jananam, punarapi maranam. Is it a death? ऐसे मरो कि फिर जन्मने का चक्कर ही नहीं. Die in such a manner that you are never born again. That is the real death. See? Therefore, pramada, non-recognition of this principle in life is called as pramada. Let us recognize this and be happy. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.